Welcome back to Nets Republic. I feel like we had multiple videos last week, but I still feel like I haven't seen y'all in forever. The off season is just crazy because I'm always on camera covering something. I'm always talking about basketball year round, but I feel like during the summer, we're never really having the 1v1 we normally have. And it's crazy because during the season, we see each other every other day. So it's just strange. When I tell myself this is a Nets Republic video, I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in forever. But I do my videos in the same spot, regardless of the channel. So it's crazy. Same me, same backdrop, different topic, different audience. It's wild. We're talking about the Summer League game from, at this point, 2 days ago. There was a dream game at the exact same time, and obviously in the off season, the priority is the Atlanta Dream because that's a game that counts, and Summer League doesn't count. So I just now saw it. We got a lot to unpack. I only watched the first half. I did not watch the third and fourth quarter. One, because of time constraints, because I got other things that I'm doing, and not like YouTube things. Like I have like a life outside of YouTube or whatever, so I don't have time to watch the whole game. And two, it's Summer League. Doesn't really matter who won and who lost. You know, that I don't think anyone cares about that. Maybe the players do, but I don't particularly care. So if there is a portion of the second half of the game that you want to discuss that amongst yourselves down below, because I didn't even watch. I don't care. I do not care. And trust me, I took enough notes in the first half to fill out at least 10 minutes worth. I can honestly go for 20 off this, but I'm trying to condense this to 10 because I have other things I need to do. Let me go get my phone. While I'm doing that, let me just say, that this Summer League is a lot different than any of the other Summer Leagues I've done in the past. In the past, with other teams and other variations of this next Nets troop, there have been individuals on the team who I am aware of, and we're looking for progression or some sort of silver lining. I understand that we drafted a couple of individuals, but when it comes down to it, there was no one there outside of Duke Jr. who we legitimately had any vested interest in. I know I'm supposed to be looking at like clowning and stuff like that, but there was just not really much to go off of, not to mention they were playing horrible. Again, I know we're not supposed to judge them because it's their first, NBA style type game, even though a lot of them were in the G League, but that's not here or there. But they were getting blown out by like 20 a majority of the time, and the entire second quarter was a Jacques Vaughn interview. So like I'm looking at players I don't recognize, trying to see, wait, who scored that? Who did that? Matt Weiner and Shannon Fry were just talking to Jacques Vaughn. So like there was no commentary. So I didn't even know who I was looking at half the time, but I took a couple notes, and then the rest of this video is just going to be me talking about Jacques Vaughn because he gave us a lot to unpack, and I didn't think we were going to get this juicy in the first Summer League game video, but here we are. First note I took is that Kennedy Chandler, and I don't know if he spells it Kennedy as in like Kennedy Carter, but I spelled it like that, or if it's John F. Kennedy. I'm not really sure how to go off that, but Mr. Kennedy Chandler had a good block. He blocked a shot and it looked really cool. He like jumped to the moon and back and then blocked a shot, chase down style. I thought that was really cool. And he's super athletic. There was a lot of plays where he had the jelly, as the kids say. I don't know if the kids still say jelly. I don't know, but he had the finishing package. I think they say jelly fam now. I think that's what the kids say. Children are speaking in a different language at this point, and I think I'm just old, but that's not here nor there. He had the jelly fam, as the kids say, a lot of acrobatic finishes under the rim and at the rim. Not so much dunking, but he had a dunk. But I just thought the finishing was impressive. He played super physical, played pretty decent defense at that. I was impressed with what I saw. I don't know if that's someone we drafted. I don't know if that's someone we have the rights to. And according to Jacques Vaughn, I don't even know if we have room on the roster for him. But I thought he played really good, and I like his hair. So There's some positives for that, man. Then another person who I took notes on was Raekwon Gray. I know I spelled his first name wrong, and I'm not going to tell you how bad it was, because it is embarrassing. But Mr. Raekwon Gray, I believe we drafted him, I think. I mean, it's been a minute since the draft, but I think we drafted him. I wrote down decent defense and a half-court shot three. At the end of the first quarter, he heaved a half-court shot with like a second left and it banked off the backboard and went in, and I thought it was really cool. He seems like a solid individual. Again, plays decent defense. You know, he plays the type of defense to where he doesn't rack up the fouls, and he can test, you know, with his hands, and he's not like jumping up in the air like Claxton used to do. So shout out to him. It looks like NBA ready defense. I put decent just from the standpoint of I didn't see him stop anything. He's contesting, but I didn't see him stop anything. Now, again, assuming that these individuals played in the second half at all, maybe he got into foul trouble or something like that, or started going off or something. I don't know. I can't speak to that. But in the first quarter, the first two quarters, that is what I took from his performance. Player-wise, that's all I got. No one else did anything that spectacular in the first half of the game to where I was like, oh, let me make a note of that. It was very much a summer league game. We were getting blown out. They couldn't hit a shot, but the ball movement was good. Again, in summer leagues of the past, we're watching to see what Cam Thomas is doing, or, you know, seeing the continued evolution of Day'Ron Sharpe or something of that nature. There was none of that. I mean, there was none of that. If the Duke Jr. fan base has something to say, let it be known in the comments, I guess. But I didn't see anything else player-wise to where I felt like I needed to get on camera and speak on. It was a very blah first quarter. I'm surprised I didn't fall back asleep. I mean, it was, I don't know what I was supposed to take from that. And seeing as though Jacques Vaughn was literally doing basically a podcast interview during the second quarter, he clearly wasn't taking anything from it either. I mean, I'm sure he's going to watch the film, but I didn't see anything so spectacular. But another reason why I stopped is because some of the things that Jacques Vaughn was saying in his interview, it was just like, oh my God, are we in store for shenanigans again? Because now I'm back at being concerned. I was super hyped off the Dennis Smith Jr. signing. I was pretty happy off the Lonnie Walker signing. I've watched about a third of our players get signed to other teams. You know, Watanabe's gone and stuff like that. Like, so I was in a positive place, but then Jacques Vaughn started talking in the second quarter, and I was like, oh my God, we're in danger. You know, what is happening? I'll start with the first note that I don't need to even look at my phone. I know exactly what I want to say here. Jacques Vaughn, I forgot how much of a lyrical miracle mom spaghetti wordsmith this man fancies himself as. I mean, is this man a poet? You know what I mean? I think he would be better off as a rapper or like a ghostwriter than someone who is a head coach. And that's not, you know, me, you know, saying some wild stuff or something like that. And I also want to take a moment and say that, you know, it's awesome that we have an African American head coach and stuff like that. And the last thing I would want to do is speak ill on someone in that position with that specific demographical check mark in the embodiment. I don't know how to word that, but that's the last thing I want to do. It's just we have to keep it all the way a thally at some point. Is there a bigger fraud than Jacques Vaughn? I mean, the way he gets up there and talks, you would think we just came off of a season where we were 13-45 and he was able to go on a 35-game win streak to get us into the playoffs, when that is not the case in the slightest. Buddy, your resume has such an interesting trivia night fact, it makes me chuckle aloud when I think about it. You know, the 2 times that this man has been the head coach for the Nets in the playoffs, he's been swept twice. This man has been swept twice. It's disgusting. This man, Jacques Vaughn, in the bubble, Swept by the Raptors in the first round. Now, obviously, no one expected us to do anything, but that was a pretty competitive matchup. Karras was on point guard Karras status. I mean, we had everyone there but the stars. It wasn't this depleted roster. Everyone was playing well during the regular games. We were able to knock off some pretty heavy hitters. The team was fine. The bubble Nets get this weird like spin of like they were just garbage and we were literally just waiting for Kyrie and Kevin Durant to come back. That's not the case at all. Maybe y'all weren't paying attention, but the bubble Nets were pretty good. We were pretty good, and we could have at least got a game or two off the Raptors, who were no better than us on paper. I don't care what anyone says. You got swept in the bubble. You get another chance, and you conduct our second consecutive sweep. Because we got swept by the Celtics the year prior with Steve Nash. So you get your second chance in the playoffs with a basic roster of individuals that you already, again, we only lost four people, and two of them weren't even playing. TJ Warren wasn't even playing. Whichever Morris twin we had wasn't even playing. So you really only lost two people in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. It's the same team. We just added more role players. And you still got swept. We couldn't get a single game against Philly. It's not the players. It's not like the Celtics series. It wasn't the players. It was you, bro. But the way this man Jacques Vaughn like speaks so eloquently, you would think it's like there were so many factors against him or something like that. Is it the players' fault that you don't draw plays? Is it the players' fault that you had this strange idea that we need to shoot as many threes as humanly possible, even when Joel Embiid wasn't even playing in a game? That elimination game, Joel Embiid wasn't even there, and he still had the plan of shoot a million threes and don't attack the paint. I've just never seen more of a fraud than Jacques Vaughn in my entire life. I don't know where he gets off with this type of confidence, with this type of energy, with this type of entitlement when you are literally worse than Steve Nash. It is mind-boggling how Jacques is a piece of work. That man is a piece of work. But it was some of the players that he mentioned and some of the players that he didn't mention that had me concerned. I have still not watched Sean Marks' post-draft or pre-draft interview where he's discussing the future of the team, because I'm gonna be honest, I need to be in a position where I feel like vomiting to sit through that foolishness. But this man, maybe this is common knowledge to y'all, but this man Jacques Vaughn got on there on NBA TV in front of the world. Well, not the world, because Victor Wembanyama was playing in the room next door or something like that, fresh off of assaulting Britney Spears. We're just supposed to forget that. You know what I mean? We just have to forget that his security gave Britney Spears a two-piece, and then he laughed about it in the next interview. But, you know, I guess the abuse of women is funny to him, but that's not here there. So not in front of the world because they were watching the Spurs, but in front of people who, you know, just couldn't flip over to the channel enough. This man, Jacques Vaughn, got up there. And when I was trying to spell Jacques Vaughn, I spelled Jacques really, really wrong. I think I put Jacques because I don't know how to spell Jacques, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, this man got on there and said that the team is being built around, it's basically Mikal Bridges and shooters. And the core of the team is, get ready for this, the core of the team is Mikal Bridges, Cam Thomas, Claxton, Ben Simmons. That's it. Let me check my notes. Let me check my notes. I don't want to misquote Buddy. Yeah, I don't want to misquote Buddy. But that's what man said. Excuse me. No, I forgot someone. And Spencer Dinwiddie. That's your core. Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, Claxton, Ben Simmons. That's your core. So any names not mentioned, your Royce O'Neals, your Cam Thomas. Nope. Sumner, nope. Duke Jr., nope. No. Didn't even mention Dennis Smith Jr. Didn't even mention Lonnie Walker. Nope. Just that's the core. That's the core. The egregious part for me, because I know some of y'all, I don't want to call you slow because that's ableist, but some of y'all I gotta break stuff down for. Obviously, Mikal Bridges is a foundational piece, if not the zeroed-in focus of the team. I think it should be Claxton, but cool. You know, you maintain Cam Johnson because he's friends with Mikal, and that is honestly the only reason why I can see why he was extended an offer. I don't think he does anything particularly incredible. He's just friends with Mikal. So in the sense of chemistry, sure. Claxton, obviously, he is a generational talent. You can't let him go like how we did Jarrett Allen. So, you know, obviously, I think Claxton's the best player on the team. Personally, I don't even think he's 24 yet. Mikal's like almost 30 if we're keeping it a tally, but that's neither here nor there. So those three, obviously. Where my eyebrow hit a Dwayne Johnson and kind of, you know, popped up a little bit is when I heard out that man's mouth that a part of the core is Spencer Dinwiddie. You can't try to preface it as, you know, oh, it's chemistry. You got to keep the same core together, because we already sent him to Dallas for 2 to 3 years and then brought him back. And we're just trying to pretend like, you know, oh, he's a part of the, no, he's not. Didn't say a word about Fanny Smith, but Spencer gets to stay. Interesting after that massive choke job in the playoffs. Like, if you want to have the conversation of culture and the dialogue of consistency and sticking to what you've been doing, what about Joe Harris? And I do not like Joe in the slightest at this point. But having this idea of like the core of the Nets is here and we are building forward, you mean dudes who have been on the team for 4 months total at this point? Because the core's gone. Seth Curry's gone. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was insane. But to mention Ben Simmons as a vital piece of what we're doing, I thought we were past this. I thought we had grown up. I thought we had elevated beyond this point. To speak so recklessly about Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, which Kyrie is insane, cost us 2 consecutive seasons in the championship. I get the Kyrie stuff. But Kevin Durant, and y'all know I don't even like Kevin Durant. But KD had a point. KD had a valid reason to not want to be here. And he was nice enough to stay for as long as he did because he wanted out last summer. That man had a very valid reason to want to get off this train wreck. But then to look at Ben Simmons and say, oh, the loyalty, oh, what he can unlock, oh, what he can become. You know, this is going to be Ben Simmons' technical 3rd season with the team. I don't. For every moment I get excited about the future of the Nets, I get 15 reasons why we're doomed. I don't know with this team. I'm being honest, I don't know about this team. I have accepted and understand that we are no longer contenders. I didn't think we were contenders last year anyway, but I get that. But I feel like it's time to pick a direction. And the pivoting that's being done with certain players is insane because the same energy is not kept for others. The way we are doing a national tragedy mournings brigade for Joe Harris is insanity. The weird turnaround of everyone loves Ben Simmons now is insanity. I don't know what is going on with the Nets organization and a large batch of Nets fans, but y'all are insane. We're coming up on season number, 2020, the next year, the year after that, the year we just had. We're coming up on season number 5 of me covering the Brooklyn Nets. Season number 5 of the shenanigans. If y'all just want to forget what we've been through and y'all just want to play the positivity game for the sake of, getting a retweet from the Nets or something, or y'all want credentials or something, whatever your end game is, be my guest. But as an actual human being with no specific agendas that is just watching a plane wreck, if y'all want to be the millionaires that go in the submarine and view the Titanic and turn into dust instantly, by all means, jump in the boat controlled by the PS2 controller, go right on ahead. But for sane human beings like me, who sip their grimace shakes in 2 sips and live to tell about it, I will continue to be skeptical of what I'm watching because the Nets have not given us any indication or any form of evidence that they can be trusted. I'm telling you, it's 2 steps forward, 85 steps back. But I'm sure you'll all say I'm just being negative. Cool. That's fine. Cool. I'll continue to be right, and you'll continue to watch. This has been Nets Republic.